It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Project 2025 would dismantle democracy as we know it.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one."
Is a vision of implementing a startlingly authoritarian form of the U.S. government.
Same thing with the unions. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden, they're making more money than the people that own the company.
Do you do larger cuts, corporate cuts?
Yeah, I was planning on doing it. In fact,
You believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no, as a principle?
there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
What's at stake here is democracy itself. It's now Donald Trump's party. And if he's elected, the consequences will be catastrophic.
Donald Trump loves to say,
Fake news.
was it fake news when Donald Trump was recorded bragging about sexually assaulting women?
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Was it fake news when Trump called Mexicans rapists?
They're rapists.
Was it fake news when Trump said he was pro-choice until right before he ran for president?
I'm very pro-choice.
Was it fake news when Trump had his clothing line manufactured in China?
They're beautiful ties.
They are great ties.
The ties are made in where? China? Ties are made in China.
Was it fake news when Trump said women should be punished for having an abortion?
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Was it fake news when Trump refused to defend U.S. soldiers after Putin and Russia put bounties on their heads?
It never reached my desk.
Was it fake news when Trump defended white supremacists?
Very fine people on both sides.
Was it fake news when Trump spit on the memory of John Lewis?
I don't know John Lewis. He chose not to come to my inauguration.
Do you find him impressive?
The truth is, none of it was fake news. The truth is that Donald Trump is a no-good liar.
Tariffs are like a national sales tax. They add to the cost of goods, whether it's 10%, 20%, 100%, 200%. But don't believe me. Let's look at some history here. Trump actually imposed a bunch of tariffs, as you'll recall, including on laundry machines. Back in January of 2018, he put a tariff on a laundry machine, average cost $750. It added $200 to the cost of the laundry machine. But then President Biden allowed that tariff to expire. And so what happened? The price of laundry machines fell by $75, which meant that the increase in laundry machines, which had way outstripped inflation, actually ended up being lower than the average inflation rate in the rest of the country. Let's look at another historical example, the Great Depression. I think a lot of us studied in school that the Great Depression was either caused or exacerbated by tariffs. Actually, it wasn't caused by it, it was exacerbated by it is the answer. Smoot-Hawley tariffs were passed in January 1930. The economy was already in a recession. Look how bad it was. I'm not going to say the tariffs are all of this, but they certainly didn't help, and they actually hurt. Then the tariffs are removed by FDR in 1934. These were put on by Hoover. FDR removes them, and the economy is growing again. Again, not all because of tariffs, but I think every economist in the mainstream would tell you those tariffs and every other tariff hurt economic growth.
I know a lot about overtime. I'd hated to give overtime. I used to hate to pay overtime. When I was in the private sectors, they say, oh, I don't want overtime. You know, I shouldn't tell you this. I'd go out and get other people and let them work regular time. I used to hate to pay overtime, Troy. Oh, I used to hate to pay overtime.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you expect? I mean, it's, you know.
Not surprised. He leaves me speechless most of the time. It's insane watching that over and over again. I mean, the things that he says out loud, people used to whisper in back rooms.
This scab-ass bastard trying to take our overtime.
Any worker, union or non-union, should be offended by that.
Trump says he's going to cut taxes on overtime, but I mean, really, he's just going to cut overtime.
I don't understand why people are falling for this rhetoric.
It's not like it's free money. I'm putting in the work. It's overtime. Pay me what I'm due.
Pretty easy to see right through this bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's more of the same shit.
Trying to take the things that we've worked so hard for over the past generations. It ain't going to work. We're going to take this, and we're going to take it hard. We're going to fight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Good morning. Just got in, just in the nick of time. Just got into my chair. Just made it. Give me a thumbs up in there if you guys can hear me. Let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear. Before I go on any of my great rants, my best rants are the ones you guys didn't hear. So let's see. Do I see a thumbs up? Yeah, I see some thumbs ups. All right, good job. Thank you very much. All right, so here we are. It's 9. Oh, it's already 9:20. Jiminy Christmas here in the AM here in the Pacific time zone, beautiful downtown Las Vegas, where we are at currently 64 degrees. So nice. We're supposed to get up to 84. We're going to warm up 20 more degrees today, which is slightly above average, about 6 degrees above average for this time of year, that daytime high. Looks like Nick Rich is first in the chat. I just made myself a little bit of toast, so I know this is usually kind of gross to watch someone eat, but what can I say? What can I say, man? So we got Nick Rich first in the driver's lounge. Thank you very much for being here, Nick. Hit the like. Hey, good day, hey. William's here. Hey, William, good to see William. Fancy, never fear, Fancy is here. Good to see Fancy. William's here. Jolie, hey Jolie. Jolie's got quite the video. I don't know if you guys have checked it out. I don't know if it's gone viral or not, but just getting a lot of reactions from her video of her driving her truck with her big Harris Walls banner, and it really is amazing. And we were kind of talking about the algorithm and how how that really brings out the maggots, I guess. Hey, Carrie C is here. Good to see Carrie. Hello, Carrie C. Nick Rich says 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, all on a sesame seed bun. Okay, Mickey D's. I guess that's in reference to Donald Trump's new gig, which, by the way, we know it was all, of course, it was all staged, and no McDonald's customers were harmed in the filming of that because they weren't customers; they were just all basically stand-ins. Tamara Price. Hello, Tamara Price is here with us in the driver's lounge this morning. And CN is here. Hello, CN. Hey, y'all. Was watching another upload from TJ with all the pics of him and all the COVID times and his dinner. Yeah. Right. I just dropped that video this morning. Lots of pictures of this beautifulness right here. And lots of with my mask on during COVID. And lots of stuff of like when I was on the road. Basically, that's what I would eat. There was basically eggs, bacon, hash browns, coffee. So a little look at the my life on the road there. Plus sneaking in some Donald Trump slams, Hey, Deborah Murphy. How you doing? Deborah Murphy says, I voted yesterday. Yeah. That box is done. Good job, Deborah Murphy. Good on you. Make sure you guys vote. Get your votes in. Now, Nevada, my Nevada people, you Democrats, make sure you vote. I just read a report that the early turnout so far has been seeing a lot of Republicans. Like, I guess more Republicans than Democrats. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or what or not. So, God damn it, Nevada, you better vote for Kamala Harris. And all down ballot, blue. Come on, Nevada, you can do it. Don't be dicks, Nevada. Hey, Teresa TAK is here. Good to see Teresa. Thanks for joining us here. I'm just sort of Still waking up, I guess. Andrew Petrie. Good morning, Andrew Petrie. Good to see Andrew. Hi, Aaron West. Aaron West is here. Now the mod squad is complete. Let's see. Hey, Just Julie's here. Hello, y'all. Hello, Just Julie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on into the driver's lounge. Pull up a seat, grab yourself a cup of coffee. Let's shoot the shit. That's what we do in the driver's lounge. We shoot the shit. And occasionally we eat toast. Let them eat toast. I didn't have time to make breakfast, so I just made toast real quick. Just to have a little something. And just to be annoying, basically, I guess. Let's see, we got Williams here, Aaron West, Just Julie, Andrew Petrie. Hey, Midas Kevin Anderson. Hey, Midas Kevin, good to see you. All right, I'm just scrolling on down. Stephanie B2. Hello, Stephanie B2. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. I hope you're doing well this morning. Mr. Bob Newell. Yo, Trucker John. Sup? Sup with you? Sup? Mr. Bob Newell, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Nick Rich, 920. John is seated. 72. Is he going to be muted? As far as I know, I'm coming through loud and clear. I see some thumbs ups in there, so I guess I'm good. Arnold Petrie, that mic, it's as big as Arnold Palmer's. Well, it only wishes, apparently. Oh. I forgot this one little kind of cup holder on this seat. It's usually stuffed with napkins, and I forgot to reload. All right, Tim Farrell. Hi, gang. Multitasking, but listening. Well, you multitask away and listen away. Jack McCool, coolest name on the internet, is here. Thank you, Jack, for being here. Mr. Bob Newell asks, Trucker John, wait, I guess it's not asking. Trucker John, is there, well, maybe it is, I guess it's asking, is there like 20 p.m., number one, Emery from within? I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of that means. Oh, enemy from within. Oh, I guess maybe it's enemy, because I know spell correct, autocorrect can really fuck you up, right? Anyhow, number one, the enemy from within. I think he's trying to say something about, I don't know, being the enemy from within. I just have no glasses. Eek. What? What do you mean? Look at my hair; is all scraggly. What's going on with my hair? I know. I need a haircut. Let's see. Mr. Bob Newell, I sold my ballot for a carton of smokes. 72 is eating some homemade raisin bread. That sounds delicious. Hey, Melinda in Seattle. Hey, Trucker John. Great to be here. Well, great to have you. Thanks for joining us. Sit in a while here in the old Trucker's Lounge. Just Julie, I voted all blue in Texas today. All right. There you go, Texas. Let's get some blue in there. I hope you voted for Colin Allred, and I hope, that would be really, really awesome if Colin Allred could pull an upset there. Jolie, talking about her video, it's been completely sworn by MAGA. Well, you know what? That's good though, because maybe it'll be one little dink in their brainwashing. You know what I mean? Maybe it's good for them to see. Here you have this Indiana gal in her pickup truck having a banner, and it doesn't say, Trump 2024 or whatever. It says Harris Walls, and that just might be just one little thing that they need to see, or that someone needs to see. Hey, Robert Perez is here. Good to see Robert. Thanks for being here. Robert says, howdy, Trucker John. Hopefully you have the stamina and hello, all trucklers out there, out and about. Well, now that I've eaten my toast, I that should get me through. Mr. Bob Newell says, I heard that Trump gave Arnold Palmer a reach around in the shower. He did something. I don't know. He sure does. He sure does like to talk about that shit. Hey, Josh is here. Howdy, TJ Lounge Crew. Hey, hello, Josh. Thanks for jumping on in. Good to see you. As we scroll on down here a little bit. Deborah Murphy says, I still think it's funny. Trump had to wear the dishwasher's apron. Not sure he could wash dishes or not. I mean, and if that's all he got, I mean, they're trying to make. He was trying to make a little dig at Kamala Harris because he claims that she's lying that she ever worked at McDonald's. Just because when she was started applying for law firms and those type of jobs, she didn't put down her old job she had in high school or whatever during the summer, a summer job that she had for a few months at McDonald's, and she didn't put that on there apparently on some of these applications. So now I guess he's going to say, well, were you lying then or are you lying now? Or, I mean, did you have the job and you lied about it by omitting it, which is or are you lying you even had the job? He's trying to make some sort of issue out of this, big huge issue out of that, which putting down a summer job at McDonald's you had, when you were, I think was she in high school or college? I forget, but I think she was still in high school or in summer between high school and college or whatever. Do we all put down those jobs? Maybe at first, if maybe you're trying to get another job at another fast food joint, but this is a woman who was going off into bigger and better things. And she was going into law firms, and she was going to, other types of like professional jobs. Maybe there wasn't enough room. If she had put the McDonald's jobs, maybe that would have left out, not have enough room to put down the jobs that really meant something as far as showing her experience in law. At least like her education and her training and all that kind of stuff. But meanwhile, you have Donald Trump, of course, who is a convicted felon 35 times, has been found to be liable for sexual assault in the E. Jean Carroll case, and is awaiting trial for a whole list of as long as my arm of felonies. Let's just overlook all that. But God damn it, Kamala Harris didn't mention on some resumes that she worked at McDonald's when she was in high school during a summer job. Do we see the double standards? Do we see the hypocrisy? Do we see just the ridiculousness of it? I'm hopeful that the American voters see it, and we'll just see this as being Donald Trump just being a really just a hypocrite, and more than that too. But Fuller Vortex, did you see SNL skit they did about the YMCA? I didn't watch it. I don't really watch SNL. I always watch, but I do watch the clips that they put out, and I just haven't seen that one yet. Mr. Bob Newell says, "Is it just me? But Ted Cruz is a douchebag." I think that you might find consensus. You might find a consensus. Can't talk. I think I need more coffee. You might find a consensus in this chat. I should give up trying to say that word. Consensus. Am I saying it right? It just doesn't sound right. Josh, I want to see Texas, Florida, or Iowa go blue. I just don't know. I mean, by going blue, Texas. I think Colin Allred has a chance of winning, but I don't know about other races in the state. So I mean, when you think, I guess what is the official, I guess, definition or what has to happen for a state to be blue? Is it that it has a Democratic governor and a Democratic U.S. senator and a Democratic U.S. House of Representative, and then how much of the state legislature has to be blue? Or I mean, what's the criteria? I mean, I think it has to have at least those three things: governor, and then the two. Well, then, yeah, I guess I don't know if you have that both senators plus your your representatives. You have a whole bunch of representatives. So yeah, I guess a majority of them. But so I don't know if Texas is going to go blue. Maybe even if Colin Allred wins, maybe it's a little bit on a step to becoming purple. With Florida, same thing. Well, they're going to be stuck with DeSantis because he's not. There's no governorship election right now. If they could flip Rick Scott's seat, they can at least get that. But I don't know about much else. What's going on there? And then Iowa, I have no idea about Iowa. What's going on in Iowa? So at best, we might see them, at least in this cycle, maybe get a little bit towards the purple. Maybe a little bit, not quite purple, not even quite purple yet. But hey, if we can get in that direction, then that would be a good thing. Delta Don's here. Hey, Delta. Dee Dee, good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the old driver's lounge. Excuse me. Robert Perez says, I'm sending my vote in today because I'm voting blue for all that is dear to you. Trucker John, or trademark Trucker John. I blew my own thing. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. MJ Daniel voted last week here in Washington. Harris Walls, Bob Ferguson, the AG for governor, and all Democratic. Good job, MJ. Good job. Keep up the good work, you guys. You guys. Guys. But my father. Whatever. MJ Daniel, DJT shoots the shit at every rally. Hey, Elijah Owens is here. Hello from Seattle. Thanks. What you do? Well, thank you for being here, Elijah. Good to see you in the old driver's lounge. Pull up a chair, grab some coffee, and let's just shoot the shit. There you go. That's good. That's some good coffee. And you know what makes it good? Because I just use those little pods and the things, and that those are I don't know. I think the coffee is kind of ugh. But the thing that's making it good is my kind of a heavy hand on the French vanilla cream. So actually, this French vanilla cream is good. Anyhow, I think I would rather just have maybe a good old fashioned coffee maker where you just you just scoop in your own coffee and you can make it as strong as you want. You know, I should probably go back to that. I think I keep talking about my storage facility in Lancaster. I need to get my shit out of storage and get it because I'm pretty sure I have my old Mr. Coffee where I could just scoop in as much coffee as I wanted. You know. Anyhow, William says when Trump left that McDonald's, they noticed the register was short. Yeah, probably. Polar Vortex, I'd vote, but that would be illegal. Should I vote anyway? Is there a special line for illegal aliens? Yeah, don't. I'm not a proponent of voting illegally. So that's a no. That would be a no. If you're not eligible to vote, then don't do it. All right, I'm just scrolling down here a little bit. I'm just scrolling down. You know, you guys, that's just a lot of greetings back and forth, which is great and awesome. You guys are awesome. Jolie says, "Get a haircut, you hippie." I know. I need a haircut. And I have these coupons from because I usually get my haircut over at Sports Clips. It's called Sports Clips. And they keep giving me these. I got there was a one for my birthday, and there's these other, they're like $10 off or half off or whatever. So I have no excuse. I need to get my hair cut. Andrew Petrie, I haven't cut my hair since Putin invaded Ukraine. I'm a hippie again. So are you like on a protest? Like you're not cutting your hair until the war's over or something? Hopefully you won't have to grow your hair too much longer, you know, because I mean, I don't know. How much longer can it go on? How many more people can Putin put out there? He's going to be hitting 1 million pretty soon. Oh, I do have this. I know a lot of you don't like me using toilet paper, but it has more than one use. I mean, they're approaching 750,000 casualties. The Russians are, right? And I know that you know, Ukraine has suffered a lot of losses, but I really haven't heard their numbers, but it's like in the many tens of thousands, I guess. But I don't think it's anywhere near what Russia has suffered. And you know, Putin is just throwing his soldiers into this meat grinder, and he doesn't seem to give a fuck. But at some point, I think he's going to run out of people. He's going to run out of soldiers. I mean, he's going to just start enlisting, you know, grandmas and something. I don't know. But hopefully it'll be over soon, or as soon as possible, because it's a horrible war, and Putin needs to be he needs to be dethroned, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. Polar Vortex says Melania also asks how much money does Arnold Palmer have? Yeah. Mr. Bob Newell is Don Sutton still playing? Like I've said, you're funny, Bob. You ask this every show, and my response is always, he's up in the field of dreams, heaven, baseball field, or something like that. Jolie says, "Oh, thanks, Sugar John, but I'm fighting for my life in that comment section. Where are my 32 followers laughing at me?" Yeah, come on, go in there and back up Jolie. I tried. I did my little part. I put some comments in there. So if you see Jolie's video, it's, I guess that's a short, right? Of Jolie driving her pickup truck with the Harris Walls banner. Not only give it a thumbs up, but also go in there and start, you know, tangling with some of those maggots in there. Fancy says, "I'll ride on them, Jolie, after the show." Yeah, Fancy, get in there. Get in there and get at him. Andrew Petrie, she worked at McDonald's in Quebec when her mom was attending McGill University. Oh, so it was up in Canada. She was working at the Canadian McDonald's, eh? Well, no wonder she didn't list that on her resume. Who wants to admit they worked at a McDonald's in Canada? Just kidding, all my Canadian friends here. I've probably about a third of you guys are from Canada. Fancy says, I used to work at Taco Bell. I used to work at Wendy's when I was in high school, and I was made the employee of the month one month. And I really think it was because one of the girls liked me. I think all the girls liked me, but and she had but I remember in fact, this must be it. I remember I was in the break room and I was talking with this girl, and we were just shooting the shit, just kind of like we do here in the old driver's lounge, just shooting the shit. And in retrospect, I'm pretty sure she liked me. At the time I was probably clueless. I don't know. So we're talking, and she was kind of close to the manager, who was a really hot young lady. She was probably she probably wasn't even 30 yet. So I'm in high school. I'm like 17, right? And I'm working at Wendy's. And of course, I had the hots for the manager. That was always my thing. I always had I was always like focused on the wrong person. I should have been focused on the girl that was my age. But anyhow, and then so I remember talking and saying, we were talking about employee of the month. Somebody had won it or something, and I remember saying like, well, that's one thing I'll never win. They're never going to give me employee of the month. And lo and behold, what'd you know? Like the next month, I won it, and I'm pretty sure it's because maybe that girl told the manager or something. I don't know. But still, I won it, and I was very proud. My dad even took a picture of it, of the sign that said "Employee of the Month, Trucker John." It didn't say Trucker John, but it did say my name. So anyhow, I worked at Wendy's. I know how to work that fry machine. I know how to flip them burgers. And their little secret, the meat in the chili meat in the chili, it's made up of the burgers that don't get sold. And that's not that that's a bad thing. It's not like it's old and like gross and whatever. But when you put, because Wendy's is hot and juicy, and so when you put the burgers on there, let's say you get a big rush, and there's like a bus outside of people, and the manager's going, load up the grill, we got a bus. And you load up the grill, you put like a whole bunch of patties, you're getting ready because they're going to be ordering doubles and triples, and they're going to be ordering all these burgers. But then half of the bus, because where we were at, there was like a whole row of fast food. It wasn't just there was like Bakers, and there was Noggles, and there was Carl's Jr., and there was all in this little row. And we get these buses that would come in, right? And so we would get a bunch of people in, but sometimes a bunch of people come in, and they would kind of be spread out a bunch of these other places. But the managers are always like, load up the grill. And even if it wasn't that, I mean, sometimes you got burgers going, and then after if they're on the grill for too long, if they're overdone, a little overcooked or whatever, and they're not juicy anymore, then you put them. They had a little pan, this little pot thing, that you would just. Well, actually, there was a little slot in the front of the grill, and you would just drop them down the slot, and that would fall into this little container. And then periodically, you would take those back, and then you stick them in the walk-in refrigerator. So they're not, it's not like they're rotten or anything like that, but they're just dry. They're kind of dry and kind of overcooked, I guess. And it actually makes really good chili meat because so then when you make the chili's cooking on this big giant pot over on the side of the grill there with like all the beans, and it's just kind of slow roasting or slow, simmering or whatever. And then you take that hamburger meat, the old dried hamburger meat that's not good enough for a hot and juicy burger, and you just chop it up. You take your basically your spatula, and you can just chop up that meat, and you throw it right in the chili pot, and it's actually pretty good. But I don't know if you guys knew that. And I don't know if I just divulged the big Wendy's secret or not. And actually, I haven't worked there in 40-something years, so I don't even know if they still do that or not. But that's the way we did it then. Hey, Rob Glenn's here to hit that like. Well, thank you so much, Rob. Thanks for liking, and thanks for being here. Rob Glenn, we'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you this Friday over on the House Sparks Friday AI show. All right, thanks for being here. Fancy, I did, and it was gross too. What did Fancy do that was gross? Oh, I used to work at Taco Bell. Oh, I worked at Wendy's, and I didn't think it was gross. I actually worked at Del Taco one time also, and I liked Del Taco. I don't think that was gross. I can see how Taco Bell might be gross because Del Taco is way, way, way better. Let's see here. Rob Good. I'm not a fan of how SNL portrays Biden. It's just not right for the times, in my opinion. And I don't like, actually, I'm not really a fan of the way they're portraying Kamala Harris either. I mean, I know they're trying to be funny, and it's supposed to be a comedy show, and I guess they're not, I don't know, they don't want to show like they're playing favorites, but I do think that they're kind of a little bit, I don't know what the word is, but I don't know. I don't really like how they do Kamala Harris. I did see a clip about that they did about Brett Baer, and I guess was that Alex, what's his face? I want to say Alex Biden. What's his face? The guy who shot somebody on the set. I know it wasn't his fault. It really wasn't his fault, but Baldwin, not Alex, Alec Baldwin. I think wasn't he doing Brett Baer? I saw the clip, and I'm like, I think that's Alec Baldwin, and he did a good job, I guess. But I just kept thinking, like, I didn't think that guy would ever do anything. Like, he should just be in mourning the rest of his life. But I guess that's not right. I mean, that's not fair. But anyhow, I just thought that they were kind of making Kamala Harris look like she wasn't answering questions, and she was just repeating like her taglines or whatever. And really, I thought the real Kamala Harris, the real interview, she did I think a really masterful job of putting Brett Baer in his place, because Brett Baer was an asshole who couldn't let her barely get one word out of her mouth, and he would already start interrupting her. That's what the emphasis should have been, and I know they did sort of talk about that in that skit, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just over touchy or whatever, because I'm a Kamala Harris fan, and I really want her to win, and I think she's going to be a great president. So maybe I'm a little touchy on that, but I just thought that, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. What do you guys think? Did you guys see the clip, the SNL clip, where they did the Brett Baer interview? Let me go. Let me know if I'm out of line, or if you agree with me on that, or have another opinion on that. Let's see. Nick Rich says, learning about AI lately at Rob Glenn, you're helping a lot. Fancy says, once again, I was on the top chat. Yeah, Fancy, you always do that, Fancy. You're probably missing some really great stuff that we said about you. But just know that it was whatever was said about you. It was all great. It's all been positive and complimentary. Mr. Bob Newell, can you do a Godfather imitation? Make you an offer you can't refuse. Yeah, I like that. Is that good enough for you? Just did it on the spot. I've never even, maybe I probably have done a Godfather imitation once or twice in my life, if you know what I mean. Dr. Don Wright, that's why I said her team or a volunteer. I don't know how that works, looking up old tax records. 72, I use pods that you refill. Oh, I just put my own coffee in them. Really? I didn't know they had refillable pods. That's kind of a cool idea. But the vortex, okay, I won't vote then. I like the idea of being an alien. And then here is Jolie's link to the Harris Wallace flag video. Not that great. Was just making sure the flags were secure before taking it on the road. Yeah, check out that video and go in there and give Jolie some love with a thumbs up, and also, help her, with those maggots in there. A little backup, a little support, a little like, yeah, what Jolie said, or something, because Jolie's got some great responses in there. So, I mean, Jolie don't play. Jolie, but Jolie, just a little advice. You got to pick your battles, and if every single comment, like maggot comment or something, I know you feel like you got to address everyone. Sometimes you just got to let some of them go, and that's what I do on my video. I get a lot of maggots, and sometimes I'll respond, sometimes I'll just ignore it, because I don't have all day, or to address every single thing, and so you just can't let it get to you. But anyhow, if anyone can go in there and help, that'd be great. A little support, show a little support in there. Jolie says that toilet paper has Kleenex trigger warning. Yeah, I don't know why. Hey, Mr. Spock is here. Let's do a. I'm trying to get those babies out there. Good, live long and prosper. Mr. Spock, greetings. Everyone's still trimming weeds. Still have sticky fingers. Pass. Puff, puff, pass. I should say the puff, puff. That's pretty important. See, it says, I think the level of lies are far more than ever and before. When someone asks your name, you don't lie, so things change in live, and now we have a whole something full with our info. Yeah, just don't lie, I guess. I don't know. I'm just skipping on down because I'm probably 12 minutes behind in the chats, or thereabouts, maybe even more. I don't even know. Rob Lynn says, seeing Trump at McDonald's made me think he looked like a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice. He was humiliating himself like that show did to its contestants. I guess that's karma. It was karma. Mr. Bob Newell, I like Wendy's chili. I think it's good. Every now and then. Actually, I haven't been into a Wendy's. I can't remember the last time. It's probably been over a year. Maybe, who knows, year and a half, 2 years. I don't even know. But every now and then, I will get the chili. And I think it's good. Oh, Aaron knew that about the Wendy's chili. So I didn't tell Aaron anything new. And here I thought I was being real, like exposing. Josh says McWendy's King and Kentucky Fried Taco Hut. There you go. That's a real conglomeration there. A real what do you call it? Mashup. Keith Police says Dana Carvey's impression of Biden is already wearing thin. Yeah, and I don't like. Yeah, I don't. I guess if you're gonna do, I guess what they do is they I don't know, they find someone's a flaw and then they just jump on it. I guess that's what satire is all about. I don't know. Polar Vortex says the YMCA song they did on Saturday was about Trump using music without permission. He does a lot of that. Hey, Arizona Sunflowers is here. Good to see Arizona. Sunflowers, good morning, trucker drivers. Well, good morning back at you there, Arizona Sunflowers. Thanks for joining us here in the old driver's lounge. Mr. Spock says, interesting piece on AI and motorcycles on Fort 9 at Rob Glenn. Arizona Sunflower says, hi, my friend. Non-useful's here. Hey, non-useful, good to see you. Says, when I saw Trump at McDonald's, I thought Ronald McDonald's the clown was there. Well, it was a clown. It just wasn't Ronald. Fancy says, Wendy's burgers are nasty, but those Frosties, you think they're nasty? I like Wendy's burgers. I think they're pretty good. Because they're square. You know, they're square. So that makes them cool. No, I think they're good. I know I've never had a problem with Wendy's burgers. Did I tell? I know I told this story. I don't know if I want to go into the story about when I had spinal meningitis and I was sick for 3 weeks and didn't eat for 3 weeks, and all I did was puke, and I almost died. And then finally I got better, and the first day when I got better and had an appetite, I was like, I came out of my room and my mom and dad were like, oh, are you feeling better? And I'm like, yeah, I'm starving. And I was like, I looked at my dad. I go, take me to Wendy's. And he's like, he had the keys. He's like, let's go. Got in the car. We drove to Wendy's, and I ordered. And I usually don't order triples. I'm usually just a double is good enough for me. But I ordered a freaking triple cheeseburger at Wendy's, and I chowed that motherfucker down because I hadn't really eaten for like 3 weeks. And it was like the best motherfucking cheeseburger, Wendy's cheeseburger, any cheeseburger I ever had in my life. Tawana 106 is here. Sadly, Trump made me want McDonald's. Tawana 106 playing your favorite adult contemporary. That's right, Tawana 106, the big 106 here in Buffalo. Stephen Sayers is here. It says 50 minutes ago, notice forgot. I don't know what that means, but thanks for being here, by the way. Oh, I started 50 minutes ago. Oh, okay. Hey, you guys are on your own as far as notifications. I send out notifications as far as like to the social medias, the social platforms. You know, I share the show on Facebook, Threads, Substack, several Discord pages. I send the message out that way. If you haven't hit, there's a little bell button you can hit on here. If you haven't hit that, you need to hit that. So other than that, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I guess I don't know what else I can do other than hand deliver a. Mr. Spock says, no, this is a motorcycle channel called Fort 9. Fort 9. It's a motorcycle channel that talks about what were you talking about? AI or something? Mad Mac, the orange sickle frosty was the bomb. Hey, Mad Mac. Good to see you, by the way. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking on in. Azolda Zim's here. I love the chicken sandwiches and salads from Wendy's. Hey, Azolda, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for your input. The Wendy's conversation, the Wendy's convo is we're getting a lot of input on that. Keith Polite, has anyone had the new chicken Big Mac at McDonald's? I have not. I did see somebody posted something about that or whatever. And I just thought, like, no thanks. I don't know. Anyhow, Nick Rick says Wendy's Baconator yummy. Haven't had one since 2020. Yeah, I've downed me a few Baconators when I was out on the road. Non-useful says Trucker John, I thought you always retained your fluids. You said fluids. MJ McDaniel. I always wanted to put a Mick in front of Daniel's name. MJ Daniel says, have not eaten fast food in over a year at least. Well, good for you. Good for you. Good. Isn't that nice? Isn't that special? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, probably the less you can do of that, the better. Fancy says the Habit hamburger is the best. I do agree, Fancy. And I know we had the whole thing, and and you made the video, and but because I think the Habit is probably the best, and In-N-Out is probably my second favorite. That doesn't mean I don't think that Wendy's is good, or I think Wendy's is good. I mean, when it comes to like the more, I guess, known sort of national chains like Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Carl's Jr. What's the one in the South that is just like Carl's Jr. but it's not Carl's Jr. What do they call that one? Whatever that one's called has it's the same thing. Of all those places, I think probably Wendy's is probably the best. Although, and I don't have anything against like Burger King. It's a good charbroiled burger. Those are okay, but they're like okay. And I think Wendy's is a little bit above okay. But then when you get to more like the Habit, there seems to be sort of a different sort of this echelon or whatever. And the Habit and In-N-Out, those are like way above the rest, I think. And but I even like Smash Burger, I think is pretty good. And I think a few of the others like Shake Shack's pretty good, and Steak and Shake. I think they're pretty good. But yeah, but I still think I think the Habit's probably my favorite, and Wendy's is like right there. I mean, not Wendy's, In-N-Out. But I think I don't think Wendy's are gross or anything like that. Jolie says, "Phew! I thought that burger story was going somewhere else." Oh, I don't know. I don't know where that was going. Anyhow, Mad Max says, "Yeah, I like that channel too. They're from Canada and has some really good info about motorcycles." Oh, the Fortnite thing. Nick Rich, longer than that for me, and Min J. Daniel. Josh says, "I finished my coffee and have a White Claw now." Oh, White Claw. We're going to chase it with a White Claw. Huh? Andrew Petrie says, "BK here has a SpongeBob burger promo, Krabby Patties. Krabby Patties." Hey, Oliver Brownlow's here. Hey, good to see you. Oliver, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us here in the Driver's Lounge. Oliver Brownlow says, "I think it's good that Donald got that McDonald's work experience because now maybe he'll be able to get a job there after the election." Yeah, or maybe after he gets out of prison or something. I don't know. Hey, Three Girls, Three Wheels is here. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on in. Hello to you. Three Girls, Three Wheels says, "Hey, everybody," or "Hey, everyone." Non-Useless says, "Did anyone try Wendy's finger food? It didn't go off that great." What was their finger food besides French fries? I don't. Apparently, yeah, it didn't go off too well because I don't even remember it. Bob Newell, Chick-fil-A has the best chocolate milkshakes. I don't think I've ever had a milkshake at. I guess it's Chick-fil-A. Hey, Chill-fil-A, that might be a good name for a place. I like In-N-Out shakes. I think those are pretty good shakes. Steven Sayre says, "Hamburgers for all, no fries, no Pepsi, no Coke. Cheaps." Let's see here. Jack McCool says, "Jolie, I had a turtle when I was a kid. Good memories." Oh yeah, Jolie's little turtle. So cute. Hardee's, yes, Keith Fleet, Hardee's. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, Hardee's. He goes, yeah, I guess it's the same company, but for some reason, in a lot of the southern states, it's called Hardee's instead of Carl's Jr. I don't know why. It's weird. It's pretty much the same menu, the same color scheme, same the logo with the star and all that shit, the little yellow star or whatever. It's all the same shit, but for some reason. Mad Mac, you thinking of Sonic, TJ? I was not thinking of Sonic. I was not thinking of Sonic. Usually with Sonic, I've had their burgers and stuff. They're okay, and I usually like on the sourdough bread type of deal. I think that's kind of I kind of like that. But usually when I go there, it's because I want one of their slushies or whatever, or their one of their drinks. Usually go there for their happy hour drinks. And while I'm there, I'll maybe chow down a Coney Island dog or whatever. You know what I mean? Fancy says White Castle. White Castle's the worst. I think they're the worst. Fancy, what is a White Claw? Well, I was thinking it was an alcoholic drink that you buy in these cans, right? But maybe I'm wrong. 2106 coming at you. Says, I love Canadians. They're like really polite Americans with healthcare. There you go. Mr. Bob Newell, I judge fast food restaurants by the cleanliness of their bathrooms. Yeah, some of them can be pretty raunchy. That's for sure. Nick Rich, all this food talk is giving me the munchies. Let's see. Oliver Brownlow, I finished my coffee and now I have a Hufflepuff. Keith Police says, Hal and Rob's Fried AI on Fridays is mandatory for me. Always interesting. I find it very, very interesting also. Non-useful. Wendy's finger and chili investigation. I think I've heard of that. I think it turned out to be a fake or something. Like the person that was suing got a finger somewhere and stuck it in the chili. I believe that person was found to be lying, but maybe there were other cases. I don't know. So I guess that's what we're talking about, the finger food. Non-useful says Rossiter, a co-worker of Placentia's, who had lost a digit in a workplace accident, ended up in a bowl of Wendy's chili, creating a scare. Yeah, and was that found that they put that in there? That it wasn't by Wendy's. It was by those people that had sued, right? That brought the case. Oliver Brownlow, they used to have Hardee's in Terre Haute, Indiana, and I think there was one in Northwest Indiana too. Yeah, I guess it's not just the South, but maybe the South and maybe the Midwest. I don't know. At some point, it changes from Carl's Jr. to Hardee's. Fancy Yuck Mac. Jeff Curry's here. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. I asked for a bun without sesame seeds at Hardee's. They charged me 90 cents extra. Because they had to spend the time. Some guy had to go in there and scrape all those sesame seeds off. So, you know. Hey, time is money, man. Time is money. Mr. Newell, Arthur Treacher's fish and chips still around? I don't think I've ever even seen one of those. I heard Tara Devlin talking about that on Hal's show the other day. It kind of rings a bell. I mean, I remember. Yeah, you know what? I think I do remember that place. In fact, we might have had one in Lancaster, California. There was a place that was like a strip mall, and there was a fish and chips place in there, and I'm trying to remember if that was Arthur Treacher's, because I remember it did have like a weird name. It wasn't like, what's the other, the more famous fish and chips fast food chain that used to be around? I guess it's still around. We had that one, but then there was also this other one that had like that weird name. In fact, I don't know if it's Arthur Treacher's or not, but I think we had two. Now that I think about it, I think there was one I think they were both in Lancaster, but in different parts of Lancaster, and it wasn't the other one that I can't think of, but it did have kind of that long, weird, kind of English-sounding name. So, I don't know. Andrew Petrie says, didn't White Castle in Florida kill people with food poisoning 40 years ago? I don't know. It could be. Could be. Mad Max says White Claw is an alcoholic seltzer water. They have berry flavor and some others. Not bad on a hot day and low cal too, except for the 5% alcohol. Non-useful. It was a prank gone wrong. A prank, or did they actually trying to, sue Wendy's for big money? So they're like, hey, we've got a finger we could use. And non-useful. My first job was at Burger Chef. Is that a real thing, or is that like a cartoon thing? Burger Chef. H Salt Fish and Chips. Thank you, Fancy. Yeah, H Salt Fish and Chips. That's the one that's like a big famous. That's the one, the national chain. And I guess they still exist. I don't know. Maybe did those go under? Because I don't remember the last one I've seen of those. But we did have one. Like I said, we had, I think, two in Lancaster, California, and it did have a big fancy schmancy kind of English sounding name, but I don't know if it was Arthur Treacher or not. William Frank Zappa lived in Lancaster. Yeah, he sure did. He's the pride of Palmdale. Yeah, I don't know if it was Lancaster or Palmdale, but it was one of those two. Oliver Reynolds, I remember Arthur Treacher's. Mad Mac, H Salt Esquire Fish and Chips. Oh, is it? Oh, Long John Silver's too. Yeah, Long John Silver album. Yeah, so I remember H Salt Fish and Chips, and I remember Long John Silver. I'm pretty sure, right? But that's not the one I was thinking of. That was in the strip mall, in a couple of strip malls in Lancaster, that did have this very, highfalutin name to it. And I remember eating there because they had very good fish and chips. I mean, it was way better than H Salt Fish and Chips or Long John Silver. I mean, it was really good. Fancy says I heard KFC served a fried rat in the 70s. Yeah, I think I heard that too. And that's pretty gross. And I think that was true. Like that wasn't just some thing that was debunked. I think that it was actually really happened. Fancy, I always check my chicken pieces very closely. Non-useful says Burger Chef was a fast food chain that was in business from 57 to 96. Founding brothers Frank and Donald Thomas opened the first Burger Chef in Indianapolis in 57, peak in 1973. Maybe they didn't make it out west, because I don't recall that at all. Non-useful Burger Chef had 1,050 locations, including some in Canada. Wow. Well, there you go. Jeff Curry, does anyone remember Mr. Quick hamburgers? I do not. Non-useful coming at us with some more fast food knowledge. It says, sale to Hardee's in 1982, General Foods sold Burger Chef to the owners of Hardee's for $43 million. That was the largest fast food acquisition at the time. Closure, the last Burger Chef. And so Hardee's is owned by, I think, Carl Karcher Enterprises, which is Carl's Jr. I don't know why they have some called Hardee's and some called Carl's Jr. That's why I still don't know. Oliver Brownlow, Old Henry's Fish and Chips. Old Henry's. I don't think that's the one that we had in Lancaster. Mr. Bob Newell, Captain Beefheart, was born in Glendale. Mr. Spock, well, wait till robots are cooking your food on the norm. Be lots of fried rats. They won't be able to distinguish, I guess, live rats from the chicken in the walk-in. Mad Mac. I liked H Salt because they gave you the bits too, extra little pieces of batter bits. Nick Rich, John is managing to keep up with the food talk. Oliver Brownlow says, did KFC fry the rat original recipe or extra crispy? Yeah, that's I wonder. Arizona Sunflower says, Andrew Petrie, me too, to be honest, and some brought me a chicken burrito bowl yesterday. I was too tired to eat it then, but put it in the fridge, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, you got a little something waiting for you in the fridge there. Keith Lee says it's a good thing I don't have access to a Jack in the Box. Their tacos are kryptonite. I know we just talked about the tacos the other day at Jack in the Box because I have one right on the corner. I have a Jack in the Box, and I did get the tacos a few weeks ago, and they just don't seem to be as good as I remember them because it's been a while since I had one or had, two or whatever. They just weren't. I don't know, man. Just wasn't because I remember chowing down. Of course, it's one thing when you're, like in your 20s and you're out partying and and you're high and you're like, let's get some tacos, Jack in the Box, yeah, than being an old 64-year-old guy who hasn't partied and doesn't do that shit anymore and just felt like getting some of those tacos. Maybe it's a whole different experience, I guess. But I don't know, they just weren't as good as I remembered. At least the one here at the corner. NJ Daniels says, I never really worked fast food. I did have an after closing cleanup job at the ski resort in Sun Valley, Idaho. Stayed on the mountain top and skied down in the morning. First run, pretty cool. That does sound pretty awesome. I mean, that's kind of worth having the job right there just to be able to do that. Mad Matt, KFC is crazy hot in UK. They are everywhere, along with Pizza Huts. The big joke in England is I didn't even know Kentucky had a football club. Yeah, KFC football club. Yeah, well, KFC and Pizza Hut, and I think Taco Bell. They're all owned by Pepsi, and so they, I guess, have a lot of juice, so to speak, to open up all over the world. Non-useful says, when I was a boy, it was a treat to go to Dog and Suds. So is that like hot dogs and beer or something? Jeff Curry says, burger joint in Columbia, Missouri, named Just Jeff's. They are the bomb. That should be the bomb. But they won't give me a discount for my name. Yeah, that's a travesty right there. Keith Fancy says Keith Burger King has tacos. Do they? Arizona Sunflowers, have we mentioned A&W Root Beer Restaurant? I love their root beer. Oh yeah, I love the root beer when they have the places where they make the root beer right there, and you can get the chilled mug. That's the way to go. Because not all A&Ws have that anymore. But there was one up in Oregon at a truck stop in I can't remember the name of the town, but anyhow, and I used to go there whenever I would stop there. I would go to that A&W and get like a Papa Burger with cheese or whatever, the combo, and I would always get a root beer, and I would always get the frosted mug. You had to ask for the frosted mug, and then they had their own little separate little thing for the root beer. It wasn't in the normal. They had root beer in the normal soda fountain thing, but they had the separate little root beer container that's the shit they make right there, and you just pour that in to your frosty mug, and deliciosa. Jolie says Burger Chef murders. The Burger Chef murders took place in Speedway, Indiana, in 1978. 4 employees killed, never solved. Wow, Jolie coming in hard there. High and tight there. Mad Max says Jack in the Box in Washington State was the first fast food to give people E. coli from undercooked hamburger. Not proud of the fact for Washington, by the way. Oh boy, now we're going the other direction where I'm not getting hungry. Keith Philippe, KFC is huge in China. Huge, it's huge. I tell you, huge in China. I don't know what I don't know what all this is. Arizona Sunflower says, I remember when they were $4 for $1, and I'd take all my kids there occasionally. Their tacos were delicious. Their ground beef was secret, supposedly. At A&W, I guess. Yeah, I like A&W. I think they were pretty good. Mr. Bob Newell, Arby's has the beef. I go to Arby's. I like getting the. It's not their regular shit. I like the. It's sort of like what do they call it? Is it like tri-tip sandwich or something like that? I don't know. It's the one. It's really good. It's not just that Arby's shit. Like it's a really good sandwich. I think it's like a tri-tip sandwich or something like that. I don't know. I get that also when I go to. Is it Dick's Barbecue? I usually get the tri-tip sandwich. Fancy says Tommy Burgers in LA have the best chili burgers. I do love me a good Tommy's chili burger. Oh yeah, in LA. Oh yeah, that's the shit there, Fancy. That's the shit, man. MJ Daniel says the owner of Pepsi back in the 90s when I worked at the resort was really cheap and they cut all kinds of corners. Mad Mac, we still have a Der Wiener Schnitzel in Washington. And then, yeah, those are hard to find. I mean, we always, for as long as I can remember, back in the 60s and for a long, long time, we had them in like Victorville and even in Palmdale. I don't know if they're still there now. I don't know if they're still around or not. Fancy says, but Pink's hot dogs in Hollywood is world famous. Yeah, Pink's is really good. They also had a Pink's in the Valley in Van Nuys. It was pretty close to where I worked at the Van Nuys post office, right there on Sherman Way, and down the street I think it was on Sherman Way, and I forget the cross streets. But yeah, right down from there was a Pink's, and I remember going there because it was close to work, and it wasn't open when I worked graveyard. I worked tour once, so it wasn't open. But I just remember there were some occasions when I would be down there in the afternoon or something. And actually, way back even before I worked at the post office, I actually worked on the same street, just down the street from the post office, like years before I worked at the post office. That's where I did one of my interviewing jobs. It was I forget if it was either ISA, which is Interviewing Service of America, because I actually worked for two of them. They did polls. They did polling. And then the other one, it was very similar name to Interviewing Service of America. It was like, I don't know, I can't remember but it was something very similar. And they were both in the Valley, and I would do, and they basically would hire you kind of like part time. Like I think I could only work like 4 or 5 hours at one place, and then I would get on a bus. I think I had to take a bus to the other place. The other one was a little further, like in Reseda or something. And I would go work another 4 hours or 5 hours at the other place. And so when I was doing the ISA job, that sounds fancy, doesn't it? I worked for the ISA. I would go to lunch, and usually a few of us from there would go to lunch at Pink's. Very good place. Very good. I remember going to lunch with this one girl there a lot. She was very pretty. That worked with me at the ISA. We were ISA. We worked together at the ISA. Let's see. Non-usual says Dogs and Suds is a chain of drive-in restaurants that serves hot dogs, root beer, burgers, French fries, and soft drinks. The chain started in 1953 and had over 650 locations in 38 states by the 1970s. Again, I don't think it made it out west because I don't remember hearing about that. Mad Max says A&W made locally was the best. Never any ice in that sort of. No, you just get the frosty mug, no ice. Right now, if you get a regular cup and you're using the regular soda fountain machine, then I would get ice. But if you're doing it from the little one that they made, they have this little. It looks like a big root beer, or it looks like a big, what do you call those wooden? What are they called? Casks or whatever it's called. But it's not. It just looks like it. Yeah, and you get the frosty mug because they would keep the mugs in these refrigerators or whatever, and they'd be all frosted over. That's the way you do it. Non-user says today. Doggin says today there are about 15 locations. So there are no states there. There's I guess there's still 15 left out of how many they had? 650. There's only 15 left. Wow. So if you see one, if you're in Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Missouri, or Arkansas, and you happen to see a Dogs and Suds, you should maybe check it out. They might not be around much longer. Let's see. MJ Daniel says own Pepsi and a hotel chain as well as Sun Valley, and they did things on the cheap pretty bad. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Oh, that's the invisible accordion. Oliver Brownlow, yeah. They got KFC in the China. Boy, we really are. Who knew fast food was going to be the main topic of today's show? Mad Max says we have super popular chain in Washington called Dick's, and it's the running joke to tell someone to go eat a bag of Dick's. Well, I know we have Dickies. Oh, that's sporting goods. We have Dick's Barbecue. Where it's barbecue sandwich. Andrew Petrie 79 for a teen burger here ripoff. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Arizona Sunflower says I worked at Dogs and Suds in Fort Scott, Kansas when I was 20 years old. I cleaned and cooked the shrimp, made the chili, grated the cabbage for the salad, everything. $1.75 an hour. Yeah. The good old days. The good old days. Keith Belief says, Mad Mac, I remember back when Der Wiener Schnitzel was called Das, D-A-S, Das Wiener Schnitzel, which was grammatically correct. I do not remember ever seeing a Das Wiener Schnitzel. I don't. Wow. Fancy says, I used to work there at Troy John, California survey in the building next door. Fancy? Well, I think you're a lot younger than me. I was thinking, I was just wondering if we worked together. Maybe you were the pretty girl I used to go to Pink's with. I don't know. California survey in the building next door. I used to work there. The one on Sherman Way, Interviewing Service of America, right? And then I worked at another one. There was like two that were kind of competing with each other. And I can't remember the other one's name for some reason. And I don't think it was in the same building. I think I had to go to a different location. Like, I think I had to take a bus. At the time, my car broke down, and I think I was taking a bus. Let's see. Mad Mac. Wow, I don't remember that. Interesting. Yeah, improper grammar for German. Yeah, I don't remember Das Wiener Schnitzel. Electoral ISA, International Spy Agency. Jeff Curry, putting an A&W mug in freezer now. I've heard enough. Yes, do it. I used to always keep a mug in my freezer, either usually for beer at the house. Because it's nice to have a nice frosted mug of beer. It just is. Let's see. Jeff Curry says, Fancy, there's also a place in Colombia that makes their own root beer. I buy it in half-gallon jugs to bring home. Andrew Petrie, 56 Nicholas, did you ever go to Fuddruckers? Hey, well, we've got Fuddruckers in California. There's still some Fuddruckers around. I think Fuddruckers is pretty good. I like Fuddruckers. It's kind of a whole different experience, you know, where you see the big sides of beef that they have hanging in their refrigerator. It's like open, or it's like glass windows, so you can see the big fresh beef. Apparently, Arizona Sunflowers hamburgers were 15 cents, fries 25 cents, but you got a burger basket or shrimp basket or chicken basket. We had tons of stuff. See, that's why you only made $1.75 an hour, because look at the prices. Non-useful minimum wage was $2.75 an hour when I worked at Burger Chef. Yeah, when I worked at Wendy's in like what year was it? 77, 78, I guess. 78, maybe? I don't know. I think minimum wage, I want to say it was $2.25. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure. I guess that's easy to look up, but like, what was the minimum wage in 1978? I want to say 285. I mean 225, but maybe it was 285. I don't know. It was somewhere in the twos. Non-useful says in 1972 you could get a cheeseburger and fries and soft drink for $1.75. Hey, Scotty Bugatti's here. Hey, Scotty Bugatti, nice to see you. How can you be a trucker and support Harris? Well, Scotty Bugatti, let me tell you something. This is how it works. I'm not a brainwashed maggot. That's how it works. I'd like to support the Democrats that have always been much, much better on the economy than the Republicans. The Republicans always managed to crash the economies, get us into recessions, get us into depressions. They crash housing markets. They crash the banking system. Since 1989, Democrats have been responsible under Democratic administrations for creating 50 million jobs. During that same period, the Republican administrations have created 1 million jobs. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know right there, then, then you are, I don't know, living in some sort of altered reality or something. Yeah, Scotty Bugatti, he's a troll. Scotty Bugatti, you're what's commonly known as a troll. And don't get me wrong, we have some great trolls in here. We've got some great trolls. Mike H., Mr. Bob Newell, reformed troll, I think. I think Mike H. might be a bit of a reformed troll. The king of all reformed trolls, or trolls, and sometimes we are graced by the presence of WW or Wes or whatever he's going by. But Scotty Bugatti, you are not one of them, apparently. You're not one of those cool trolls. But whatever. Jeff Curry says, Wendy's Frosties get with the key tag. They are getting really tiny, but they're still losing money on me. Every now and then I'll get a Wendy's Frosty, and I don't even mind just getting the small one, because I don't need that many calories, and it gives me a nice little taste, Keith Fleet says the first Venus Schnitzel was founded by former Taco Bell employee. I never knew that. I don't think I ever knew that. Mad Mac, I worked at a restaurant called Sambo's. Oh, I remember Sambo's. We've talked about Sambo's before. In the 70s, competed with Denny's. I was the 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. cook. We had a lot of pancakes. We had the Sambo's, and I remember, growing up, and we would go there all the time. It was right there on 7th Street in Victorville, and they had great food. I mean, for being like a diner, and yeah, I had lots of pancakes there, and lots of different meals. Big patty. I like the patty melt, and all that kind of stuff. And they had on the walls these little pictures of a little black kid, kind of like running from a bear or something. I don't know. And I never thought anything about it being racist, or I guess I'm just a sheltered little white kid growing up in Victorville, and then some years later there was this big controversy about Sambo's being racist, and I guess they just went out of business. I don't know because of that. Fancy says Pup and Taco merged with Taco Bell too, Keith. I don't know how I know this. Pup and Taco. Non-useful tricker troll smell my whole. Okay. And Fancy remember Sambo's. I remember Sambo. Keith Police says, wow, both Lums and Sambo's getting mentioned. Jeff Curry Place near here, Route 66 Taco and Wing Company. I get elk and gator tacos. We'll leave it to Jeff Curry to get elk and gator tacos. Probably just about any meat you put in a taco shell and you cook it right, and you cook even the shells right, could be good, I guess. And West, yummy. I love pancakes. Me too. Now I want to go get some pancakes. Mr. Spock says they used to advertise a vacuum cleaner called the Toby. Oh, I remember that. I think Toby was the slave name for Kunta Kinte. What's next? The Chicken Georgia KitchenAid. Yeah, but Toby is also a name of a country western singer, or whatever. So, who has passed away, I believe, just recently, fairly recently. Let's see, Nick Rich. I learned a lot about cooking from my mom, but also over a campfire as a Boy Scout. Hey, Non-Useful's got a $2 super chat. Buy the troll a cup of coffee. Thank you, Non-Useful. I do appreciate that. Thanks for that little super sticker. And by the way, we do have super chats, super stickers, memberships, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, share the show. The great way, probably the greatest way of sharing, of supporting the show is hitting the share button. Share it to everywhere you can. We are at 3,450 something subscribers, on our way to 1 million. So let's get on that. Share the show. Share, share, share. But yeah, thanks, Non-Useful. I appreciate that. Oliver Brownlow says Little Black Sambo was a popular folktale-like story, although I think it was written by an American author. Yeah, I guess it was, insensitive or to have a restaurant name like that, have those pictures on the wall. I don't know. Is Benny here? Because I don't see Benny. Did Benny block? You guys are talking to Benny, but I don't see Benny in the chat, and I've got it in all chats. So, let's see. Is Paul Sharkey Mannion here? Am I not seeing Paul? Oh, there's Paul. Okay. It says, hello, TJ and Truckers. In a dark place at the moment. My nephew, with drugs, we think. Only 21. I'm still with you, but I'm still on. Oh, Paul Sharkey Mannion. I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. My condolences to you and your family. God, it's got to be awful. So, yeah, you take care. And all of our thoughts here in the chat go out to you. Our best wishes. And as far as how do you get over that? Just pray for some peace there, and to get over, or it's got to be a shock, and it's so sad. It's so sad. So I'm so sorry to hear that. Mad Max says, running from a tiger, the story was the tiger wanted to eat the little black Sambo, and the tiger chased him around and around a tree until the tiger turned into butter. Don't ask me, that's the story. Well, it's like, how is butter made? And then they had to come up with that story. That looks like I'm caught up. So yeah, let's see what's been going on in the news here. I did have a couple of little memes I was gonna throw up on here. I guess maybe an answer to that troll we had earlier. Let's just go ahead and put this one up. Don the Con. Don the Con will be gone. Everyone vote. If you have your ballot and you can do early voting, go ahead and do it. Fill it out, get it in. Make sure you're registered if you need to vote on voting day and all that kind of stuff. Let's get rid of this guy once and for all. Let's send him packing. Let's send Donald Trump into the waste bin. What is it? The waste bin of something, of history or whatever. Let's send him packing. Let's be done with him. You know, and also just know that really a vote for Donald Trump as president is a vote for J.D. Vance to be president. There's a good chance of that. So, because Donald Trump is not looking very good health-wise. And do you really want J.D. Vance as president? I mean, the guy, just on the face of it, he's not qualified. He's not even barely qualified to be a senator, let alone a president. And so that's a scary thought. And that might be one of the things that is going to lose it for Trump too. Just like John McCain, when he picked Sarah Palin, they were like, nope. People were like, nope, not this ditzy, airhead. Sorry, nope. So I think we got to think of the same thing here with Trump. Not only is Trump an awful person, but his running mate is just as awful. And to have a J.D. Vance presidency, oh my God, that would be the worst. I see a lot of you guys have voted, and that's great. Thank you so much for voting. Make sure you vote blue for all that's dear to you. Trademark Trucker John. And regardless of what Scotty Bugatti might say, make sure you vote blue and vote for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has some great plans, and she's going to continue with, I think, the Biden boom economy. It has been a boom. It's been a boom, a big boom, a big boom. I got a big boom. And I think she's going to do a great job and continuing with creating jobs, bringing manufacturing back. She's going to help the housing market with the $25,000 first-time buyer program. She's going to help small businesses with a $50,000 tax credit. I mean, there's lots of great things with the Kamala Harris presidency coming ahead and looking ahead. So, non-useful. J.D. Vance is not qualified to be a father. Yeah, he's not. He's a boob. And I mean no disrespect to boobs, but he's just a boob. Excuse me there. Paul Strigmani, I feel it's going to be a landslide. He's not even qualified to work at McDonald's. Yeah, it's. I think so too. Like I said, the scary thing, or the thing, because in the popular vote, Kamala Harris is going to win the popular vote, just like Hillary Clinton did, and just like Joe Biden did. And I've said that I think she might even double what Joe Biden got in terms of the popular vote. The scary thing are the swing states, and because of the Electoral College. And here in Nevada, I've seen reports that there's been a heavy Republican turnout in the early voting, and that's a little disconcerting. Is it disconcerting? That's a little concerning, disconcerting, whatever it is. It's a little troubling. My fellow Nevadans, what the fuck are you thinking? Now, all you union members, and there's a lot of union members here in Clark County and up in Reno, whatever fucking county that is, up there. a lot of union workers, a lot of in the service industries here. You need to get up off your asses and vote for Kamala Harris. I don't want Nevada going to Trump. Please, I live in Nevada. Please don't make me ashamed of the state that I lived in for almost 5 years now. Nick Rich says Bidenomic works. It does. It's been working great. There's no sunflowers, of course, or we wouldn't be here with you, Chucker John. We'd be at Tim Pool's channel. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm saving you from that. And there, Jolie's got the things about the super chats and the memberships and like and subscribe, sharing, and the buy me a coffee link, where you can buy me a coffee. Thank you, Jolie. Non-Useless says, when Harris wins, it's not over. We need to make sure to re-elect Harris, then elect Walz for president after Harris. Well, after Harris, I don't think Walz is going to run. I think it's going to be a whole new crop of people. That's when you're going to see, Gavin Newsom, and I don't know, maybe Gretchen Whitmer, Trucker John. No. We'll see a whole new great crop of folks probably. But maybe Walz will. I don't know. Why not? Of course, in 8 years, Walz. Actually, Walz is younger than Kamala Harris, isn't he? He's she just turned 60. I think Walz is still 59. So, in 8 years, he'll only be like 67, 68. That's still young enough to be president, I think. Hey, Arizona Sunflowers, the 999 super sticker. Thank you so much, Arizona Sunflowers. I do appreciate it. Laughing out loud. I'm glad the show can make people laugh every now and then, whether by me or by other people in the chat. You guys, this show is really dependent on you guys in so many ways. Not only liking, subscribing, and sharing, and supporting with the super stickers and stuff, but your input in the chat. You guys are really awesome, and so I just want to thank you guys for that. Andrew Petrie, fancy. I had to restart my laptop. Must have missed something. What did I miss? I don't know. Oh, Nick Rich wants the cookie. He wants the cookie, doesn't he? He wants the fucking cookie. Jeff Curry got chili and frosty mug of root beer right now. There you go. See, this show has power. It's making people go out and buy things. Powder Girl, just looked it up for you. Reno, Nevada is Washoe County. Thank you, Powder Girl. I appreciate the info. Washoe County. There you go. So Clark County is for sure has the largest population in Nevada. That's because that's Las Vegas and Henderson and this whole area, North Las Vegas. I think there's a couple million people, maybe. I don't know. I think. And then up in Washoe, that would be Reno, Sparks. I guess Carson City. That's the state capital. I'm not sure. It's maybe a few 100,000 up there, or tens of thousands. It's got to be a few 100,000, I guess. I don't know if they're over 1 million. They might be. And those are and everything in between Vegas and Reno. It's basically cactus and rattlers. Okay, I know there are some cities, Elko. I don't know, Elko, Nevada. I mean, there's a little few cities here, but they're all tiny and they're all spread out, and it's all just desert. Okay, so the two biggest population areas, Vegas and Reno. You guys need to get on board and make sure you vote blue. Let's not let the what was it, the Bundy family? I forget if they were actually in Arizona, because there's the Arizona Strip. It's like a little strip of Arizona that's between Nevada, like Mesquite, right there at the state line, and then the Utah state line. And right in between that, you've got about 20 miles strip of Arizona. I forget if the Bundys were Arizona or Nevada now. I think they're Nevada. I think they were Nevadans. So let's not let those type of assholes get their way. So if anything, if you want to defeat assholes like these Bundy motherfuckers, then you need to step up. All you Democrats in Nevada, you need to step up. Let's get the voting, man. Let's get the voting. Arizona, I don't know how to send $10. I guess people change it, but I'm unable. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there. Let's see. Non-useless Josh Holly wants to be the first masculine president. Hopefully, Lucas Kuntz and over there will beat him. So if you're living over there in Missouri, vote for Lucas Kuntz for that Senate seat. Hey, Michael McAndrews, 10 works. There you go. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for that support of the show. It's always greatly appreciated. And like I've always said, that is greatly appreciated. But liking, subscribing, and sharing is such a great way too. So everyone support however you can, and there are plenty of free ways to do it. But thank you so much, Michael McAndrews. Always appreciate you, and thanks for hanging out with us here. Arizona won't let me change it. Well, don't worry about it. You know, in Arizona, that's okay. I mean, it's not going to let you change it. PG2 says he is older than Kamala. Oh, is he older? Well, then I guess because people were saying he looked older, but I thought that he was younger. But anyhow, they're really close on the same age. Like she just turned 60. I thought they said he was 59 or something, or 58 or 59. And everyone thought he looked like, 65 or something. I don't know. Steven Sayers, how did the Kansas City Chiefs do on Sunday? They beat the Niners, which I'm happy about because I'm a Rams fan. And so whenever any of the other teams in the Rams division lose, then I'm happy. I'm a little upset with the Chargers, however, Fancy. I'm upset with your Chargers because all they could do is kick field goals, and he lost to the Cardinals in the last seconds of the game. So, Fancy, your Chargers really let me down this week because the Rams did their job. The Rams beat the Raiders. Steven Sayers says, what's that? Chiefs are 6-0, undefeated so far. Yeah, and the Vikings had a chance to remain undefeated, and they lost, I think. I forgot who they play, but I think they lost. Pretty sure the Vikings lost. I remember seeing it, and I can't remember now. Arizona Sunflower says, yep, I could not stand another 4 stupid years of Trump. I swear I'd move to the UK. I don't even want to even think about it, actually. I mean, it's just too horrible to think of. It was horrible the first time, I don't want to go through that again. Like Kamala says, we ain't going back. We're not going back. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I went into a George H.W. Bush. Steven Sayers, I voted Lucas Kuntz, not against Holly. Wait, what? Not against Holly? Oh, you voted for Lucas. Well, either way, as long as Lucas Kuntz gets the votes, however you want to do it. And I understand he's not just a I guess a protest vote or whatever. I mean, you're saying, and I don't know a whole lot about him, but I think I've seen him on. Didn't he do an interview on Nicole Sandler a long time ago? And then he was recently on Stephanie Miller, and I think he's a really good candidate and has, of course, really good policy ideas, policy positions, good Democrat. So I understand. Yeah, it's not just to vote against Holly. I get that. But having said that, whatever motivates you, if you're in Missouri, however you look at it, vote for Lucas Kuntz. Get fucking Twinkle Toes Hawley out of there because he's a piece of shit. That's Josh Hawley, just a little piece of shit, and he needs to leave Congress. He really does. Jeff Curry says, if I didn't know better, I'd think Lucas Kuntz was running as a Republican by his ads. Guess trying to appeal to the right. Well, I haven't seen his ad, but I'm not sure if we need that type of negativity. These races are close, and we need to vote blue for all that's dear to you, trademark Trucker John, and not get hung up on that. Because I'm sure Lucas Kuntz is better than the alternative. Non-use of $2, Arizona Sunflowers, you owe a homeless a cup of coffee. Well, thanks for that contribution there, Non-use. I appreciate it. Jolie says, I got to go. Thanks, Trucker John. Have a great day, everyone. Love you, truckers. Well, thank you so much, Jolie. Thanks for being here. You might be gone already. I don't know. But as always, thanks for helping out and always having my back. And you have a great day, too. And we'll see you around, Jolie. We'll see you on the next one. Jack McCool says, I share Tim Walz's birthday. He's 60. Okay, so they're both 60 now. And maybe he's just like a few months older or whatever than Kamala. Mr. Spock, Justin Bieber should become the new liberal leader. Make sure that they would only have to replace the last name for Canada. Is Justin Bieber Canadian? I thought he was American. Powder Girl. Hey, Powder Girl's here. Powder Girl says, I just looked it up. Reno has a little over 230,000 people. Also, Clive and Bundy stand up in Southern Nevada. If that's who you were talking about. It was Clive and Bundy, and it's funny. I since the Las Vegas, we're like very, very southern. We're like in the southern tip. And so for some reason, I think of Clive and Bundy being in northern Nevada, but he's not. He isn't. He's just up the road from here, like 100 miles, kind of northeast of us, is where the Clive and Bundy clan was from. But that is southern Nevada, no doubt about it. But for some reason, in my mind, just because it's north of us, I think of it being like northern Nevada, but it's not. It's definitely, you are definitely correct. He's in southern Nevada. Yeah, the Clive and Bundy family, that whole thing. Those are the Republicans that we have in Nevada. And so if you don't want to be associated with that type of asshat in Nevada, then you need to make sure you outvote them. And we need to vote for Kamala Harris, and we need to vote for Jackie Rosen for Senate. And in your House districts, you need to vote for whatever Democrats there. Come on, Nevada. Don't let the Clive and Bundys of the world take over our state, because those guys are shit bags. For show. For show. 3 Girls, 3 Wheels. I let my passport expire. I'm going tomorrow to get it just in case. Yeah, get that renewed. Have it ready, I guess. I don't know. Mine expired a long time ago. I need to get another one. Not because I'm, not really because I'm planning on leaving if Trump wins, but I would like to maybe do some traveling. I don't know. Before it's all said and done. Maybe I would like to go see Europe or some places of Asia, maybe, just see some stuff. Let's see here. Mad Mac Hawley is a little punk tosspot. Andrew Peachy runs with fist. Josh does. Michael McAndrews, Canada and Mexico will probably start building walls if Dumpy Trump gets in there. Paul Striking Man, you think very kind words? Yeah, man. I can only imagine what you guys are going through, your family. So just my thoughts of just love and for you and your family going out. Gotta be tough to deal with. Non-useless says Judge Hawley, wife Erin, and an attorney, was instrumental in getting the Supreme Court to let all businesses that deal with the public the right to discriminate on all grounds. Evil couple. Yeah, that's right. I remember hearing about her. Oliver Brownlow, Justin Bieber is Canadian. Okay, all right, he's Canadian. Andrew Petrie says Justin Bieber is from Stratford, Ontario. PDG 200 LBFB pound says Bundy morons. Yeah, they are a bunch of morons. Arizona Sunflowers, I wish you all a nice afternoon. Did you know Hal is on this afternoon? Do you know if Hal's on? I believe so. He should be coming on his normal time at 3 p.m. I believe. But I could be wrong. If anyone knows for sure the other way around, or if the schedule has changed, but the normal schedule would be for him to come on at 3 p.m. Pacific time. As far as I know, that hasn't changed. But if anyone else knows something different, let me know. Let us know here in the chat. Nick Rich says California has about the same population as Canada, but has triple the GDP. Arizona Sunflower, what happened to Justin Bieber? Nothing. They were saying, someone earlier had said that Justin Bieber, I guess, should be the prime minister or whatever you guys call him in Canada. And all you have to do is change the last name, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's what they were saying. Fancy says California. Fancy, I hear he left the country, PDG. Who Bieber? Oliver Brownlow says, why do the wrong people travel while the right people stay at home? A song by Noel Coward. Mr. Spock, that's a shit deal. Andrew Petrie, Bieber is worth a lot more than Cruz. Oh, yeah. I think Bieber went the same way as Britney Spears. Is she Canadian too? Andrew Sunflower says, thank you, Trucker John. That was a nice, calm show. This is a nice, calm show. Pretty much. Sometimes it can get a little not calm. Sometimes I can get a little worked up. Robert Perez asks, can Elon Musk be deported for the stunts he's trying to? I don't know. There are a lot of questions of what he's doing with that $1 million giveaway every day, where if that is a campaign finance violation. They're looking into it. So I don't know. That's a good question. I guess we'll find out. You know? I guess we'll find out. Let's see here. Here's this one here. As I keep saying, this election is going to be decided by Roe. It's going to be Rovember. It's going to be Rovember. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be all about Rovember. I don't know why I'm trying to talk like Donald Trump, because Donald Trump does not want Rovember. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't want to have it. He's going to have it, though, but he doesn't want to have it. He wouldn't really want to have it, but he's going to have it anyhow. I don't know why I'm doing this. I can't stop. I'm in a loop. I'm in some kind of a loop, I think. I don't know. Let's talk about a loop. It's not a weave. Is this the weave? It's not really a weave. I think it's a loop. We're stuck in a Donald Trump loop. That's what it is. I think that's what it's trying to do. Yeah. Ew. Yeah. Ooh. I got to get out of it. I got to get out of it. Okay. Oof. But yeah, it's going to be a big Rovember, and I saw that. I liked it. And here's this one here, also going out to what was the guy's name? Polly Bugatti. To you Trump humpers, you maggots out there. Yeah, he lost. Okay, he really lost. Donald Trump really, really lost. All right? He's a loser. He's a loser. Donald Trump is a loser. He's going to lose again. So get over it. Stop crying, you little maggoty ass, little pussy ass bitches. Let's see. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna move this over if I can. Let's see. I don't know why it won't move. Let's see here. Can I get this to move up? I can't move it. There we go. Let's see if we can move that over there a little bit. All right. So there's. I think the whole camera's all crooked and sideways and beside itself. I don't know. All right. I don't know if you're trying to talk like me, Trucker John. I don't know what the hell you're trying to do. Is that Tough Cookie or is that Donald Trump? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. All right, this is I just want to send a special hi out there to Nick Rich, my biggest fan. That's right, he's my biggest fan, old Nick Rich, 56. My only fan, by the way, probably. I bet you, probably the only, one and only. So yeah, I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna yell a little bit. I don't know. That's just That's how I'm wired. I'm a yeller. I'm just a tough cookie, an old tough cookie who likes to yell. And I'm telling you right now, right here, that I got into a loop myself. Was that a loop? I got looped out there. I think I'm glitching. I'm a little glitchy this morning for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just glitching. Yeah, anyhow, you guys make sure you vote. Get out there, vote blue. I might be a tough old son of a bitch, but I'm still voting blue for all this dear to you. Trademark Trucker John. Trucker John tells me to say that, so I guess I had to do it. I had to do it. I'm gonna vote blue. I'm gonna vote. I don't care what Polly Bugatti says or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. I'm voting blue. God damn it. I'm gonna vote blue all up and down that ballot, all down ballot. We're gonna vote blue. We're gonna vote for Jackie Rosen here in Nevada, and we're also gonna vote no on 3, Nevada. Just thought I'd put that in there. And all you folks from all over the place, make sure you vote. Get your ballots in. Vote for Kamala Harris. Vote for Democrats. All up and down the ballot. All down ballot. Let's give Kamala Harris the Congress she needs, all right? Otherwise, you're going to have old tough cookie here in your shit. I'll be getting in your shit. That's right. If you don't vote Democrat and blue, whatever you want to call it, all down ballot. All right? None of this horseshit, Republican obstructionism. We don't need any more of that goddamn obstructionism from the fucking Republicans. God damn it. So it's important to give Kamala Harris the Congress she needs. Let's get those numbers. Let's keep the majority in the Senate. Let's get the House back. Let's get the White House, and let's get to work. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. All right? I got a little thirsty. That's all I got to say about that. Well, I do concur. I do concur with Tough Cookie, for sure. Everyone get out and vote. Vote blue. For all that's dear to you, trademark Trucker John. We are required to say that by law. So that's why we say it. My goodness, I'm thirsty as well. I'm a bit thirsty. I think it's just this room is making us all thirsty. I think we're just a little thirsty. But yeah, get out there and vote. Vote blue no matter who. And let's do this. Let's do this thing. Let me go ahead and read. I'm gonna read some chat because I like reading the chat. How are you guys doing today? By the way, everyone okay? Everyone good? I hope everyone's doing better. Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat room here. I think Trucker John calls it the driver's lounge. I believe that's what he calls it. So thanks for hanging out in the old driver's lounge with us and just kicking back. Hey, there's Mike Mayberry. He says, sorry I'm late. Hello, everyone. Hi, TJ. I'll let TJ know you said hi. And hi back at you. Mike Mayberry, hello. Nick Rich says Mike Myers has name on a sign a half mile from me. Wow. That's kind of cool. I like Mike Myers. He's funny. I like it. Arizona Sunflower says, you are a tad late, Mike Mayberry. Yes, Mike Mayberry, you're a bit late. But as Trucker John always says, better late than never, right? And I think that's a good saying to have. So, because if you never showed up, then you wouldn't see me right now. You would be missing the purple beard guy. So I'm glad you made it, and we can spend a little time here now. Jack McCool turned red to purple. Yeah, I would. That's a good start. That's for sure. Let's do it. Michael McAndrew says, hope they have their diapers ready. Don't know exactly who you're talking about, but diaper wearing garbage, says PDG 200. I guess, are we talking about the I know earlier you guys were talking about the Bundys, maybe, but yeah, probably anyone who's a maggot, supporter, Trump supporter, probably all diaper wearing garbage. Because not to say that, like, if you're older, you have continence problems, and you need to wear a diaper, I'm not saying anything bad about you guys, not at all. But when it comes to Trump, when he has the nerve to make fun of a handicapped reporter, or he has the nerve to talk about someone else's looks as though he's just, the greatest thing since sliced bread or something. I don't know. And all these type of things. Then we and me, I guess I'll just talk about me, like to kind of throw that back in his face and point out that, Mr. Trump, you are not an Adonis. You are not, a perfect specimen, and you certainly aren't in perfect health. So stop making fun of other people, because they have health issues. That's why we do that. That's why we make fun of Trump and his diaper wearing, because he is he really is a hypocrite, right? I don't even think hypocrite adequately explains what he is, other than being just an awful human being who makes fun of others, and he has no room whatsoever to make fun of anybody. None. So I just wanted to be clear on that. That's why I make fun of Donald Trump about his diapers, because I know there's lots of people that have probably health issues and they have to wear them, and so that's nothing against those folks. It's against Donald Trump for being just an ass hat. Excuse my French. And so he deserves to be ridiculed and made fun of, since he does that to others. That's all. That's it there. Anyhow, let's see what else is going on in the chat. I'm going to take over the show for a bit. Trucker John, he was tired. He needs to take a rest. Let's see. Arizona says, I'm very much trying to keep strong. Well, you hang in there, Arizona Sunflowers. Just hang in there. It's going to be okay. All right. Kamala Harris is going to win, and Donald Trump is going to go to prison. I said it. I'm calling it right here. Kamala Harris, she's going to win, and Donald Trump will be, he will be found guilty. And if he doesn't go to prison, he's going to have an ankle bracelet, and he's going to be locked up somewhere, house arrest or whatever. I don't know, but he's not going to be happy wherever he's at. And I think they're going to take away his internet access and all that shit. Excuse my French again. So just hang in there. We've only got less than 2 weeks now, right, for the election, and we're almost there. We're almost at the finish line. And if you can vote now, vote early, get your votes in. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We can do it together. Together we are so strong. Together we can do this. It's not just you, Arizona Sunflowers. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on you, okay? We are all in this together, and we all are going to join together, and we are going to defeat Donald Trump once and for all. I wholeheartedly believe it. Okay. Let's see what else we got going. Non-useful says, here we go with fraud and DeSantis as the beneficiary. Florida's largest insurer denying hurricane claims sparks alarm. Yes, please, Florida, please stop voting for Republicans. I mean, if this doesn't tell you why you should not vote for Republicans, then I don't know what will. You live in Hurricane Alley and you can't get insurance, and largely in part because of Republican policies. So stop voting for Republicans down there, please, for your own good, for your own damn good. Excuse my French again. Let's see. Oliver Brownlow, your lips to God's ears, purple beard guy. Well, you know what? I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. I think it's going to be a landslide for Kamala Harris. But, people are hesitant to say that type of stuff because we don't want any people saying, well, it's over. I don't have to vote. No, you still got to vote. Otherwise, it won't be over. So everyone's got to vote. Make sure you get those votes in. And it's not that hard to do, but, really it's not. I mean, there might be some places in the country where you got to wait in line for a bit, but just, get ready for it. Do what you got to do. Go with friends, and do it. I think we're going to win them. Now, let's see. Non-useless says also raises serious questions about citizens' ability to pay out claims in a timely manner. White House. I don't know what that's about. But anyhow, Paul Shagman says, hey, TJ, you will have to get a slot on Howe's 24-hour show on polling day. Ooh, I'll tell TJ. I'll tell that to him. That I'm sure TJ would like that. As we call him, TJ, Trucker John. I'm sure he would love that. But I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Mad Mac, I'm back. My mouse died, so it took a bit to recharge back up. Oh, yeah, that happens. Mike Mayberry says Trumpers are saying it's going to be a landslide for Trumpy. They can't both be true. Well, the Trumpers are drinking a lot of Kool-Aid. Because Donald Trump says that. He says he's going to win. And he says all this shit. But as we all know, Donald Trump is full of shit. Excuse my French. And, he tells them over and over again that he's leading in the polls. He's going to win. So they just believe that shit. See what happens when I talk about Trump? It makes me have a potty mouth. But I think we see otherwise. We see the enthusiasm for Kamala Harris. We see the polls have swung towards her direction. Not that polls are the end all be all, but I think we see how Kamala Harris, since she took over as the nominee, really kind of flipped the polls from Trump being ahead to Kamala being ahead. I think she's going to win. I'm fairly confident. But again, I don't want to get overconfident. And we all got to make sure we got to vote. And with that, I think Trucker John, he's over there. He wants to come back in. All right. Hey, thanks, Tough Cookie and Paul the Purple Beard Guy for giving me a little bit of a break. I hope they didn't just totally ruin the show. I don't know. What did they do? What were they talking about? Anyhow, I trust them. I think they probably did okay. Arizona Sunflower says, Hal's going to have an all-night show that day. Fancy. I'm sure I'll be a part of that time at least. Yeah, I'll be watching. Jeff Curry says, well, shit, now Kool-Aid sounds good. Hey, don't ho. Never apologize for cussing an asshole like Trump. It really isn't necessary. Hey, Don't Ho. I think that's the name. Don't Ho. Thanks for being here, by the way. I don't know if I've seen you here before, so thanks for stopping by and being in the old driver's lounge and hanging out with us for a bit. Mad Mac, he barely understands English for fuck's sake. Limited vocabulary. I think we're talking about Trump, hopefully. Witchy Woman's here. Hey, Witchy Woman. Good to see you. It says Kool-Aid, Curry, and Kimchi, the new podcast. Come to you soon. Hey, Witchy Woman. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping on in. We're about ready probably to shut her on down. It's been about 2 hours. It's been 2 hours and 14 minutes, but I didn't actually get on until about like 20 minutes after. So it's been about 2 hours for me up here yapping. There's no sunflowers. I would still have voted for good. Oh, absolutely, I would have too, and I still think Joe would have won. I still think he would have won. He won very convincingly in 2020 in the popular vote, and he won pretty well in the electoral college too. So I still think he would have won, although it was a lot closer. I think Kamala Harris has, like I said, widened the gap a little bit. Not by a lot. It's still close. It's still neck and neck, and so we just got to make sure that we Democrats and anyone who votes for Democrats, undecideds or independents, anyone who leans towards Democrats, we all need to vote. As well as there's been lots of defectors, lots of Republican defectors. They need to vote. I mean, a lot of them have come out and say they're not voting for Trump. They're voting for Kamala Harris, like Liz Cheney and all those people. Lots and lots of people come out. So everyone needs to vote. Make sure you vote. Let's see here. Non-useful, says Robert De Niro, and George Clooney are rallying for Kamala Harris. And Taylor Swift, for crying out loud. Billie Eilish. They're all coming out for Kamala. Although, I mean, that's not the end-all, be-all, having celebrities, but it does help, I think, get the message out and get people, because there's so many people, like I've said before, they're not like us, that we watch this stuff every day. There are lots of people that never really watch anything political, and all they see are these political ads that start coming out. So that's the people we need to, I think, break through to. Jack McCool, Dodgers or Yankees? Dodgers, of course, all the way. Michael McAndrews, was Dumpy Stump born in Germany or by chance? I don't know. Thought he was born in New York. Let's see. Fancy says, vote, vote, vote. Absolutely. 3 girls, 3 bills. I really can't see anyone who voted for Biden in 2020 will vote for Trump. Yeah, I don't think he's going to lose votes. It all comes down to, are the independents, the non-affiliated people who aren't in a party, all of those folks. And I can't really see them changing either. I mean, so anyhow, but it is pins and needle time too. I mean, it's always close, and it's always, you're never really sure until the actual votes are counted up and everything. Fancy says Stevie Nicks just endorsed Kamala. That's very cool. Don't Host says anyone who appreciates the democracy they inherited needs to vote for Harris Walls, period. Well, let's get the word out. Like I said, I think the majority of the people, the only way they hear about this is through campaign ads. That's the main thing. Or maybe they'll see something pop up on their social media, or maybe they'll see a debate. The debates are kind of a good exposure, I think. But I think it's those campaign ads. Most people see that. And a lot of those campaign ads are really, really bad. Really, can be really misleading. So we, as informed voters, or being informed on the issues and informed on the candidates, we need to tell our uninformed friends, if we can. I know it can be tricky, talking politics, whether it's at work or whether it's in a social setting, whether it's your family or your friends or whatever. I know that can be really kind of challenging, or can be a bit precarious. So, but you guys can judge your own things. You know how you feel, you can feel it out, and you can, maybe they're just little things here and there you can say. It doesn't have to be a big debate. It doesn't have to be a big argument. It can just be something. Keep it civil, and just try to lead people to something that they can check out, or they can get informed about these candidates, about these issues and things. Every little bit helps. I think every little bit helps. Michael McAndrews, NGB, not going back. Not going back. William says a lot of Republicans are voting for Kamala. They just won't say it out loud. That's probably a big thing too. Yeah. Michael McAndrews, Dumpy is a traitor to the USA. Absolutely, 100%. Arizona Sunflowers, they'll vote for Kamala. I'm pretty sure. I hope so. Arizona, I think you're right, William. Witchy woman, I have no uninformed friends. I'm sure you keep everyone around you informed. And good on you for doing that. Arizona Sunflowers, I have 2 sons that are Trumpers. We can't discuss it. Yeah, like I said, you can make your own judgment of what to say, if even to say anything at all. You can make your own. Everyone has their own situations going on, and so. But if you can, if it's not your sons, maybe there's some other people that you can talk to, and maybe they do vote Republican usually, but maybe they also see what a horrible person Trump is, or maybe they don't even. Maybe you have friends, not your sons, but other friends that just they're not even interested in politics whatsoever. But maybe an ad comes up. Maybe you guys are watching TV together, or something, or listening to the radio, or whatever, and one of these ads, these campaign ads, pops up, and maybe that's an opportunity to go. And maybe it's something. It's a Trump ad or something, and it has a bunch of lies in it, a lot of misconceptions or whatever, a lot of deception in it, and you might be able to say, you know what, that's not really true what they're saying there. And then you could maybe like I say, you gauge it yourself what you can say and not say. I don't want anyone getting into situations where World War III breaks out. But whatever we can do to help get the word out and try to get people to know more than just those stupid campaign ads, I think helps. It all helps. And like Jeff Curry says, I population here is 1,110, and besides myself, I only know 3 other outspoken Democrats. And you don't even have to be like outspoken. I mean, like I say, gauge it. What you think is something that's not going to lead to a big shouting match or whatever. And you can do other things too. You can share this show. You can share House Sparks. You can share Stephanie Miller. You can share Randy Rhodes or whatever. You can share those type of shows. Tom Hartman on all of your social medias. That might help too. Hit the share button, because like Jolie was saying about her little video of her driving. She's from Indiana. She's driving a pickup truck, and she has a flag that supports Harris Walls. And she posted this little video. It's a very short video, but she's got maggots coming out of the woodwork to talk about, or to put their comments in there. And that's the way we have to be, like, because they will comment, they will share, they will share right-wing stuff, and that's why their stuff seems to go viral so much more than our stuff, than liberal stuff, and progressive and democratic stuff. So I don't know. Are we sharing enough? Are we sharing is caring? Are we caring enough? I believe we are a caring people. I believe Democrats are caring. So let's make sure we share, not just my show. I mean, I want you to share my show and get it out there, but all of the Democratic shows, whatever you see, whether it's Adam Mockler and those guys, or whoever, Tennessee Paul and Texas. Oh wait, Texas Paul, Tennessee Brando. I'm mixing people up, but yeah, whoever it is, like and subscribe and share. That's a great thing to do on all of these shows. not just my show, but anything that is a good Democratic, liberal, show, has a content like that, we need to make them go viral, or at least help push the message out as much as possible. So that's how we do that. I think I'm about ready to end the show. I need to probably get something to eat. I'm feeling a little faint. My little coffee buzz might be crashing me or something. I don't know. But I need to do that. See, I was just gonna do. I was gonna do something real quick. Oh yeah, just before I go, we'll go ahead and look at. We had some great fan funding and support. Non-useful was in there with a couple of $2. I guess those are super chats. Arizona Sunflower had the $9.99 super sticker. Michael Gandrews had a $10 super chat or whatever it is. I guess that's super chat. I always get super chats and super stickers mixed up. I think those are super chats, right? And so we had that. So I want to thank you guys so much for that. You guys are awesome. And every single person who was in here chatting it up, you guys, that all helps the algorithm, and also it helps this show, because this show is really based on what you guys put into it. And so I appreciate you so much for being here and helping me keep the thing going. As far as I know, House Sparks will be on at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'll see you guys probably in the chat room and say hi to you. And then I'll be back here Thursday morning for Thursday Thoughts with Trucker John. That'll be 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then we'll come back on again at about 3 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday. And I believe, unless things change, that because usually Hal Sparks will come on at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So I usually do a pre-show hangout for all the sparklers. But like I say, it's open to everybody. It's the internet. It's the wide world web. It's open to everyone. So anyone can come in and hang out with us and chat and have a good old time. And that's it for now. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. And I guess that's it for now. We didn't do a members only Monday yesterday. A lot of things were going on, and I just didn't get around to doing it. I will try to do members only Mondays on Monday. If the members are interested in that, let me know. If you guys really are interested, I'll try to do better in getting those done. Fancy's on Facebook. Delta Don says thank you, TJ. Thank you, Mons. Thank you, Delta Don, for being here. Three Girls, Three Wheels. Thank you for being here. Mike Maybeer, Elder, Mr. Spock, everybody. Fancy, Nick Rich, Witchy Woman, Michael McAndrews, Non-Useful. Everybody, thanks for being here. I'll go ahead and see you guys on the next one. Not only do I got to go make some breakfast, but I got to stretch out my hamstring because I don't want to, pull anything. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hostile of Easter, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully. Nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about gold chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you, baby, to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant. But I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should've stopped a truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back.